Welcome to another episode of Edtech Table Talks, where we discuss educational technology best practices. Today, we're going to be talking about those EdTech tools that you can use for student engagement. I have a very special guest with me. I have Dr. Sharnitra Bedford from my math department, and she's been using educational technology tools in her class for a few years now to increase student engagement. She's been in Canvas for about 3 or 4 years, so she's been doing it before the pandemic, but she's starting to bring some of those tools in even more for her remote students. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Okay, so with the pandemic, it can be very challenging. So, a few things I've tried this year has been one, boom cards. A lot of lower grades use it. However, they have some for high school. And so what it does is it allows kids to answer questions and they can self-check themselves. And so of course you can do this with your remote babies and your in-class babies. So boom cards has been a success. Another one has been GimKit. Of course, you always have your Kahoot, but my kids have a tendency to like GimKit better because one is student pace. And with Kahoot, kids sometimes get discouraged because they don't answer first, but they're still working. So GimKit allows the kids to work at their own pace, yet they can earn money, they can earn things, and they can sabotage their classmates. So this comes in handy when it's remote because guess what? They can play with each other. They can interact with each other. So GimKit has been a success. Then some other things I've been trying is, the Among Us. I am not a gamer, and the kids have realized that. So we did a bootleg math edition Among Us, and it was done through PowerPoint, and so the kids enjoyed that as well. And so another one I'm trying is pixel art because, a lot of teachers do the color by number where they self-check. Well, due to the pandemic, edition-wise, this one we have to do a technology one, so to speak. So when they get their answers correct, a color will appear. And so the more answers they get correct, the picture will be available. So that's another thing that I am trying this year. So some other things we're trying is I have done Pear Deck, which Mr. Reynolds, shout out to you, led me to do. And it has been great because you can do everything in one place. One, the kids log in with Microsoft 365, so you can see who is signed in, who's not signed in. Also, you can do a kind of a check. So what happens is, you have a lot of kids that are shy, and they don't want to talk out loud. So it allows you to just, hey, guess what? Only the teacher can see the screen. So only the teacher can see what the questions are. So it allows me to say, hey, are there any questions in person or online? And it allows them to communicate with me. Another bonus that I found out the hard way because I am not a tech person, but I tried. So what happens is the kids will answer a question. And you have those babies that struggle and they give you the wrong answer. So I don't necessarily display the answers up front, but I will let it to where only I can see. So I can give them individual feedback. I can say, okay, well, you're on the right track, or, you didn't multiply, or, you added wrong, you forgot the negative. And it allows me to give them personalized feedback. And then at the same time, if you have a student that give you a remarkable answer, you can display that on the board. So now we have a conversation going. Then it allows you to grab, it allows the kids to draw some things. You can do some polls, you can do some thumbs up, thumbs down, true, false. And then, for the babies that ain't really listening, you can scroll to the bottom and it'll show you all of the kids who are not participating. So now we have a teacher moment. So now either I can call on those kids or I can say, okay, well, let me give you a different prompt to try to get those kids more engaged. So this allows me to give feedback to the in-person babies or online babies. It's so many different things that you can do. And so normally at the end of class, if it's real quiet, I'll put the prompt backed up to, are there any questions? And I just leave it open. And every so often, kids will start texting their questions as they're working. So it allows me to communicate. It allows me to get some participation. It brings in my remote babies and my in-class babies together. So these are some things that I am trying. Another good thing to do are the quizzes. Adrian taught me the quizzes. They've been a success because now I can make my activities different. So we can do matching. We can do which one does not belong. We can do draggables and all those type of things. So It has been a challenging year, but yet a successful year. So I think you should try some of anything. Just try it. You never know. Sometimes I fail, and guess what? The kids tell me, Miss Bedford, we didn't like that game. And that's okay. I'll try something else. Nearpod. We've tried Nearpod. I've done some matching on Nearpod. They have a game on there called I think it's a hill, a climb a hill or something like that. I've tried it and it was kind of a flop. But we tried it. So you have Quizalize, the hoops game is gone, which is a bummer. But they have some other things on there. So my suggestion is just to try it. You're not going to be successful at all, but you will be successful at one.
So let me ask you this. What keeps you motivated to keep going when you find something that you think is very interesting for your students, but it doesn't go as planned?
You always have that one kid that responds. So it may be, it may have failed overall, but that one or two kids that liked it, they'll say, Miss Bedford, I like that. And so then that allows me to say, well, I reached a different learner, or I reached, maybe a different question I didn't know kids had, or something like that. So it just allows me to keep looking to say, hey, I want to get all my kids engaged. So this might have worked for this type of learner, but it did work for this one. So it allows me to have more variety and just to keep trying until I figure out something that reaches all my babies.
And how do you get some of the ideas for some of the new things that you find that you want to incorporate?
I'm going to say social media has been an influence because, we all teachers, we need an outlet. And so you go online and of course you find those Instagrams or TikToks or something. And teachers have tried something. And again, I like to look at lower grades because they have to do something to keep those babies' attention. So I'll take that and tweak it for high school. So between social media and elementary pages, I'll find something that works.
So if you find an activity that you think that you want to incorporate or integrate into your classroom for both your online students and your in-class students, but you don't know exactly how to do it, where do you go from there?
Okay, so one, if I can't figure it out, I'm gonna ask Adrian. However, sometimes I ask the kids, like I'll just send out a text or remind and say, hey kids, how do you want to review? Do you want a game? Do you want to self-check? And I let the kids kind of guide what I do. And if the kids like more games, then I'll just keep looking for games. If the kids respond, they want something self-check, well, I want to work by myself, then I'm going to look for something to work by themselves. So sometimes the kids can also guide what I'm looking for or what I need to create to reach their educational need.
Has there been any activities where the majority of your students were like, Dr. Bedford, I'm just not feeling it?
Oh, there was one on what was it? I think it was on Quizalize because they took my basketball game away. Bummer. And so whatever the replacement was so boring. They were just like, we don't like this. And no, then there was one on GimKit. It was something about build a city before the lava killed you. They didn't really like that one. It was for me, it was boring because see, normally when we do GimKit, I get to be the narrator. I get to be the instigator in the classroom. So that's what I like to do. And that one I couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do nothing. It was just build the city before the lava kills you. So that was the kids was like 86.
Do you ever take it personal when the kids don't like one of the activities that you found?
I do not take it personal because sometimes I might not like it, but I'm gonna try it. And so one, I appreciate their honesty. And again, we're trying to, get student buy-in and we're trying to get them engaged. So kind of let them guide what you do. And if it sucks, it sucks. Try again, ask them, what do you want to do? Do you want to play a game? Do you want a worksheet? Do you want time in class to work? And let them tell you. And again, that will allow you to have a good relationship. It's hard to get a good rapport with kids due to the pandemic because, we can't touch, we can't talk, we can't get in groups. But it allows you to connect with your kids. It allows them to connect with you and learn your personality. And I can try to learn their personality. So in the end, it's still going to be a win-win situation for everyone.
Do you have any other advice for teachers that want to try to bring more engaging EdTech tools inside of Canvas for both their online and in-person students?
I'm going to just tell them to try. Pick one thing and see how it goes. you know? And if it's not a success, it's okay because there are 1,000 other things you can try. So just start somewhere. Pick one thing that you like to do. If it's a game, then you find one game you like. If you're not a games teacher, that's fine. Try some type of try Go Formative or try quizzes or try something that allows you to get feedback. Try something with a poll. Try something with a whiteboard. Try something that you can utilize all year long and then just build off of that. Well, just pick something. Trust me, the kids will appreciate it and they will appreciate you.
With that being said, it looks like we're at the end of our latest episode of EdTech Table Talks. I would like to thank Dr. Bedford for being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And one last thing, Dr. Bedford, if anyone wants to reach out to you about ideas, would you be willing to talk to them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 2606. See you there.
All right, so that's the end of our episode, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.